Hey guys, my name is Larissa Medina and I'm going to show you some basic edits in Lightroom that you can use to enhance your photos. First we're going to start off with the gradient tool that's just right up here, and you can use that to select a certain spot that you want to either edit the exposure or the contrast, and you can make that a bigger section that you want to edit or a smaller section. In this example I want to select most of the sky right here and some of her face to make it a little bit darker, so I'm going to set that exposure to 0.79. Next we're going to start with the spot removal tool, which is good if you have any lint on your clothing that you want to get rid of, or if you have any hair in the picture that is in the way, you want to get rid of it. So we're just going to remove some hair right here that's on the board, and as you can see it's sampling from her coat, but you want to make sure that sample is next to something that's close to what you want to change your spot removal to. So we're going to go ahead and sample right there on the plank that's a little close to her hair. And you want to double check that if you're sampling something that has straight lines, you want to make sure those lines are lined up so you don't have crooked lines and you can tell that it's edited. Next up we're going to use the adjustment brush tool. You can choose a brush anywhere from exposure all the way down to the color or darkening the image. We are going to go ahead and use the exposure tool, and it's kind of like the gradient tool, just a little bit different because you can select a really smaller sample size. Like for example, say if I want something on her face to be more exposed, or if I want just a small part in the background to be exposed, I can go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna select a little bit right here. Now if I want that to be a little bit darker, go ahead and change the exposure right here. We're going to keep it at -0.54, and if you want to select another part of the image to edit, you go ahead and press new, and then you can select another part of the image that you either want to brighten up or you want to darken. Just make sure you do select that new button, or else you're going to keep clicking on the same section. If you go down here to show selected mask overlay, you can see that from that one spot I picked different selection. And the next thing, just a couple of basic edits right here. Either the exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, all the way down to saturation, clarity. You want to maybe adjust those a little bit. Say I want to lower the exposure of the entire picture down, or I want to add more contrast and more depth to the picture. You can go ahead and add more edits like that, and it'll just enhance your picture a little bit more. As you can see, this is our final picture right here, with the gradient tool bringing out the blue in the sky and the shadows, adjusting those a bit to bring out the highlights in her face. I preferably just use these basic edits to enhance my pictures and make them a little bit better, but it is up to you. And this concludes our Lightroom tutorial. You can go ahead and watch this on larissamedinablog.wordpress.com.